I'm sure you've all heard of the law of attraction before. The idea that thoughts become things has been around for centuries, but was made popular by the 2000 book, The Secret, by Rhonda Byrne. After The Secret came out, many people thought by just thinking about having a new car or house that it would come true and appear in their life. Well, that didn't work out so well, and many people abandoned the law of attraction concept. Now, I actually don't use the phrase the law of attraction. I prefer to use the term manifesting or manifestation to describe the idea that our thoughts determine what happens in our life, what we receive in life, and how happy we are. We manifest or create our life every second of the day. With every single thought, you are creating your future, either consciously or subconsciously. You can't take a break from it and decide not to create, because creation never stops. And if you want to change your life and empower yourself to create your dreams, then you need to understand your role in manifestation. Just like gravity, the law of manifestation is always in effect, always in motion, and working in your life every moment. Simply put, you are manifesting into your life whatever you are focusing on. Wherever or whatever you give your energy and attention to will come back to you. If you are focused on the good and the positive things in your life, you will automatically attract and create more good and positive things into your life. If you are focused on lack and negativity, then that is what will be manifested into your life. And this is the problem a lot of people have. They are focusing on the negative in their life. Now, I get it. Life is hard sometimes. And there is a lot of suffering going on in the world. But focusing on suffering and pain only attracts more suffering and pain. Now, I hate to point that out because it almost seems cruel that the universe works this way. We will all experience suffering and pain at some point in our life. And when you're in the middle of it, it seems that there's no end in sight, which makes it very hard to have positive and happy thoughts. But that's exactly what you must try to do. It's not false or fake happiness, though. Simply ignoring suffering and pretending it doesn't exist isn't the answer either. Pain, sadness, and suffering has its place in life. Like I said, life can be hard, and unfortunately, having a sad thought or dealing with a tragedy will happen. The good news is that the law of manifestation isn't an instant mechanism. One or two sad thoughts aren't going to immediately manifest another tragedy into your life. It's the constant and ruminating negative thoughts day after day that get you into trouble. So what you say to yourself does matter and will determine your fate. Another way to look at the law of manifestation is to understand how your subconscious mind works. Your subconscious mind pays attention to every thought we have. Our only control of the subconscious mind is the instructions we provide it. If you think your life sucks, your subconscious mind hears that and stores it in its memory banks. Now, you may not be aware that your negative self-talk is that big of a deal, but your subconscious takes it all in and will attempt to give you what you want. It's very disciplined that way. The problem is your subconscious mind is not very good at deciphering moods, doubts, and fears. In fact, it cannot reason at all. Its only job is to obey your commands. Reasoning comes from your conscious mind only. When you tell yourself that today is going to be another bad day because, well, that's just the way it's always been for you, your subconscious mind hears that and says, okay, I heard you, and here's your bad day. Of course, you didn't mean for it to take you that seriously. You probably didn't realize that you just commanded your subconscious, though, to have a bad day. Our subconscious cannot distinguish our real intent. Everything we say passes to it without going through any filters. For example, if we were going to join a new school or a new job, and you said to yourself, I probably won't bond with anyone here, so I might as well just sit here by myself in the lunchroom or the break room. Your subconscious mind will do everything in its power to grant you the wish of not finding a friend. You were only saying that because you didn't want to get your feelings to get hurt if no one talked to you, but it's undermining your ultimate desire to be liked. The subconscious doesn't mean to do this, of course. It's just following your orders that you gave it. When something happens to us, we attach a meaning to it, and we hand it over to the subconscious for safekeeping. A neural network was created in our brains. This sometimes is called past programming. In the future, when a similar event in our life happens, the subconscious quickly provides us with a reaction, the past programming, to deal with the current situation based on this historical precedent. The neural network of that old memory is instantly accessed, and we follow and repeat old wired patterns. The problem is that these stories and these patterns, well, they're very old sometimes, and they need updating. They were created when you were younger to protect yourself. Now that you're an adult, those stories just aren't true anymore. But because your subconscious mind created that neural network memory, that old, outdated story comes up and you behave as if you were that young person again. This is not how we want to live our life, just reacting to past experiences and patterns. Once we embrace that we are the culmination of every thought we've ever had, we can begin to recognize that we've created our world and that we have to take responsibility for it. It also allows us to know that we have the power to change our world simply by changing our thoughts. We can rewire our story through the new thoughts and feelings. In my book, Be the Hero of Your Life, I outline a way that you can take control of your thoughts and feelings through a technique I call quantum creating. It's a technique that uses meditation and visualizations to anchor in new empowering thoughts, feelings, emotions, and behaviors so you can begin to create your new, beautiful, purpose-filled future and start feeling confident again. When you're feeling like your life is heading in the right direction, you feel confident in yourself, and confidence breeds success. To gain control over your thoughts and to gain peace and confidence, you must find a way to give your body a break from the stresses of life and past negative neural networks in your brain. One way to do this is through meditation and visualization. But not just any meditation and visualization will do. You must be able to create a coherent vibrational frequency that will signal to the quantum universe that you're in search of something. You must be able to create such a powerful feeling and emotions that your brain will rewire the negative neural networks created by years of thinking negative thoughts and create your new neural networks that will allow your mind to automatically think positive and empowering thoughts with ease and create the new you and the new future that you want. When Albert Einstein came up with his famous E=mc² equation, demonstrating that energy and matter are fundamentally related and interchangeable. This was the birth of quantum physics, which states that in the most fundamental components of our world, they're both waves, energy, and particles, matter. The amazing thing is that determining which one is present depends solely on the observer. In essence, what we think is solid is actually in motion and is only solid when we observe it. This phenomena is called the observer effect. The old Newtonian model showed that the atom was mostly made up of a solid nucleus with smaller objects surrounding it. We now know that its atom is far from solid. In fact, it's 99.99999% energy and 0.00001% matter. So the atom is both energy and matter at the same time, but each state only exists momentarily. What quantum physics shows us is that there's an infinite array of possibilities in an invisible field of energy, and only when we focus our attention on it does it appear. In other words, a particle cannot show up until we observe it. Clearly, we can no longer view the mind and matter as separate. What this means to all of us is that everything is pure potential. Our mindful attention can affect change on matter. In other words, we can use our minds to imagine something and manifest it into our lives because everything is a potential that already exists as a possibility in the quantum field.